Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? It is dark. It is 9 p.m. here. It's been a day. We're both pretty exhausted. Kathy's actually gone to bed. Well, she just kind of went downstairs, so she's not quite in bed yet, but she's headed that direction. We got a lot of stuff done today. She made a lot of videos. But I just got to tell you, I'm exhausted. I got out of the shower and I thought that was going to help me, and now it's just made me sleepier. So here we are. Ooh, I may have to do these a little earlier. So how is everybody? How is everybody doing? I know for me, I need to set some goals this week, and I was wondering if you guys did too, because I need to do a little bit more movement. With Max gone, I'm not, getting the enforced walk every day. So it's making it really easy for me to go, oh, I'll just do that later today and then never get to it. So I want to do better. So I would like to plan a time every day that I'm going to head out that door and go for a walk. So let's see who's joining us today. Go look over here. Kathy was recording on here, so there's a bunch of windows open that aren't normally open, so bear with me. If you see me going, it's because I'm looking at something I've never seen before. All right, who we got? Aziara's here, Penny's here, Apple's here, Lydia's here. Oh man, everybody's here. Jill, Diane, Els, Lisa, Monique. Oh wow, Linda. Video 1000 Nights is here. Janet's here. Oh. Yeah, this whole time change thing, I don't know. I'm never good with it. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think I posted in one of the newsletters this week. It's like, do you change your car or do you not change your car? My car does it automatically because it goes off of my phone being connected to the internet. Kathy's car, on the other hand, requires pretty much someone with an engineering degree to figure out how to actually change the clock on that. So we don't even touch hers. We just leave it and just know that it's wrong. See who else is here. Kelly's here. Kathy's here. TS is here. Vigana is here. Di is here. Oh, wow. Everybody's popping in. Oh, I just love to see everybody. You guys are going to make me not so tired, aren't you? We can get this chat going. Sharon's here from Florida. Awesome. So like I was saying, I know that this week I have to really push myself to set a specific goal for my movement because, like I said earlier, a lot of you weren't in yet. With Max being gone, it's very, very hard for me to get in my enforced walk that I used to do with him. Even if it was just a short, across the street to do his business and back. I was still getting out there and I was doing stuff. And so the past week or two, I haven't been walking as much as I would like to. So I want to set a specific goal for myself for this week. That I get up at a specific time, or not even get up at a specific time, but just a specific time every day that I need to either have walked by or go walk. And I'm trying to decide if I want that to be in the morning or if I want that to be in the evening. And historically, lately, what I've been doing is going, oh, I'll do that later. Oh, I'll do that later. And then bam, it's pitch black outside. And then I don't want to go because it's so dark. And, we live out in the country. And so it's even darker out here, right? So maybe you guys can tell me what your opinion is on that. Since I have been known to push it off if I go to the evening, should I go ahead and just make it an afternoon thing, make it a morning thing? I'm kind of thinking morning And you guys can help me work through this. And if you've got a goal that you're trying to work through, maybe you can work through this at the same time with your goal. Hey,
everybody.
Hey, Kathy just walked by and said hi. I don't know if you heard her or not. But, yeah, so I'm trying to decide, should that be in the morning or in the evening or even in the afternoon? So I'm leaning towards morning. Just, like Kathy always says, eat the frog and get it out of the way. And I'm going to have Kathy come over here for a minute. Well, you just...
I'll do a Cheryl.
Well, I was going to have you show what you were carrying downstairs.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
You can tell them about who I'm visiting downstairs.
Okay.
We have a new kitty.
We got a new baby downstairs. A new little kitty baby.
Who doesn't have a name yet.
Doesn't have a name yet. That's
Might
another.
Be Luna. Luna is
Maybe Luna is in the running right now as the name for the new baby. She is the cutest little bundle of kitty. She's just adorable. And we actually just brought her home last night. We went to a cat cafe. This is the one and only time I think that we are allowed to go to a cat cafe because they are dangerous. And now we have brought home our cat from the cat cafe. We can no longer go to the cat cafe. It's just, we can't have more kitties. Two's enough. So anyhow, we have a kitty. She's cute, cute, cute. I don't think we don't have any. I can't on this computer show you a picture of her. I'm going to see if I can pull one up on my phone and see. I think you guys might be able to see her if I can get to my pictures. Because I'm tired and I can't function properly. I can't even remember where my pictures are. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can do this in a way that you can see new kitty downstairs. Can you see? Is it? Come on, focus. Can you see her? Is she not the cutest thing? Yes. So, she's silver and black and white, and they say she's 1 year old, but we don't think she's 1 year old because she's super, super tiny and very petite and runs around more like a kitten. So, anyhow, that's the no-name kitty who will have a name soon. We are very excited. Fergus did real good last night because we're keeping them separated for several days as the folks there recommended. And when we came in, Fergus came running down the stairs and put his nose right at the crate. And they just sat there with their noses kind of at each other for a minute. And then Fergus went, hissed, and then took off like a bat down the stairs and ran into the bedroom, and that's where he stayed until we got her in her room, which is the guest room, is going to be her room for a little while, like it was Fergus's originally. So he's very curious. He keeps kind of going to the door and kind of being like, when we go in, he's like, oh, can I come in too? And we're like, no, not yet. So we think it's going to work just fine. I'm sure there's going to be some things that they have to work out, but for the most part, we really think that they're going to do just fine together, because she is already last night, after being in the house just an hour, she already was not hiding from us in the bedroom. She has no fear of us. She was exploring everything. She's eating well, she's drinking well, and she doesn't run from us when we open the door. She runs to us. She wants all sorts of pets and stuff, so we're very excited. It's fun to have a new kitty. And like I said, I think she's younger than a year because she's so tiny. I mean, she's super tiny. Super, super tiny. All right, let's see. Trinity's here. All right. Other people saying that they just dislike the change. All right. Jill says morning. And I'm leaning that way because I'm thinking just get out of bed, do the thing, and then come back and do all the businessy things that I need to do. And just make that part of all the businessy things that I have to do in the morning, right? Like get the newsletters ready, get the stuff ready for any guests we're having on that day, like all these new chores and tasks that I have. I think if I just, get out the door, first thing, just get up, brush my teeth, put on my sweats, and just go out the door, I'm going to have a better chance of hitting this goal every day this week. So that's what I'm doing. It's decided. I am going to be the morning walker now. And I will keep you posted on how that goes. Lisa says she finds it easiest to stick with exercising if she does it in the morning as well. And Adriana says that she recommends when the sun is out morning time for safety reasons, and I do agree with that. That's why if I push it off to the afternoon and then it gets dark like it is now, that's why I'm not going to go out there. Like, it's been warm enough, there's still snakes, and I don't want to deal with that. So, and everybody heard Kathy. Awesome. All right, Apple, you're up. Apple says, my goal for this week is to extra gentle with myself. I'm recovering from a corneal erosion and I have a doctor's appointment later this week, which is always exhausting. Yes. Super gentle with yourself this week. Great idea. And not just because you have this thing that you're recovering from and you need to take time for yourself. You need to do some self-care and things. And then other people in our lives, Kathy, are, super, super stressed out and having a hard time sleeping and just, all the things because all this energy and everything surrounding the election in the States and just the state of the world in general. And so one of the things that's important if you feel this way, if anything is making you stressed, not just election stuff and all that, if anything is making you stressed, take time for you. Part of me wanting to hit this goal this week is because not only does the walking help me, the movement, helps me to keep my blood sugar down and it does all these other great things for my body, but it also gives me time to just reflect on things, kind of line up what I've got to do in my head and just kind of help me just clear the air with the fresh air, right? And that helps me focus a little bit better. But if you have people in your life, like Kathy, who's having a rough time right now, what can we do that we can support our loved ones that are having a really rough time right now? And so I would like to hear from everyone, what is one of the things that you do for self-care that really helps you so that others watching can see your comments and say, oh, you know what? Maybe that's something great that I could do too. Maybe it's something they haven't thought of, right? And then in these comments, maybe I'll find something that I can use to help support Kathy. Because you need to support yourselves and your family, but it's really important for you to support yourselves if you have any kind of stress going on this week. Kind of like they do in the airplane, put your oxygen mask on first before you help somebody else. Because you could go about your business and just be like, okay, I got to help, I got to put everybody first. And then you're going to run out of air. Because you've went around and you've put that mask on everybody else except for yourself. So put the oxygen mask on you first, especially this week when everything is just swirling around and just being super crazy, right? All right, I'm going to go to the chat, see what folks are talking about. Chris says, come on, chat. Come on, chat. Okay, something's going on with my chat window. Hold on. Let me see if I can figure out what's happened here. It is not there. Well, try again. Hello? There we go. Chris says, they say your willpower isn't strong as the day goes by. You use it up by evening. You have more willpower in the morning. And that's great. That is great advice because I feel that, right? And that's part of the reason why I'm making this decision. And I see on here, like, you know, Chris says morning, Ocean says morning. Let's see. Els. Oh, Els, this is a great idea. Els says, I put stickers on a calendar on days I walk. It encourages me and makes me feel better about myself. I think that's great. Like when we were in grade school and stuff and, you know, when we got a little sticker on our paper and we were all like, ooh, I got a sticker. Did you get a sticker? I think that just, yeah, that's great motivation. And that's a great idea. Is have a little calendar and just give yourself little gold stars for the day. I think that's awesome. Aziara says, right after breakfast. I think that's good. If you're a breakfast eater, I can't eat breakfast first thing in the morning. I don't know why, but I'm just not really interested. So there are days when I do want breakfast, but most days I'm not going to even think about eating something until probably 10:30 or 11 o'clock. Maybe even later, depending on what time I get up. But if you are a morning eater and you like to eat first, I think that's a great idea because then you don't get hungry while you're doing your stuff. Oh, Raw Chef Yin is here. Hello, Yin. Yin is from Malaysia. Yin says it is 10 a.m. right now. Perfect for her. That is awesome. So good to see you. So I don't know if you heard, but in your guest room, there is a little kitty residing right now. So we're very excited about that. She will have a name at some point. I don't know what the name is. The running right now is for Luna, but we're not sure if that's going to stick or not. So we're still thinking out. And Monique says, if I don't do my rebounding in the morning, I don't get it done because I'm a morning person. Another thing to consider that I didn't even think about is, am I a morning person or am I a night person? I didn't think about that. That's another thing to consider. I go back and forth. It just depends, really. So I don't know if I can rely on that or not. I mean, up until the past few weeks, I have always been like a night person. Like I'm the person who stays up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning doing stuff because I like to have the quiet and the house to myself. But that doesn't translate into my exercise at all. So maybe I am still a morning person. All right. TS says, I do better in the morning. It's 6 here now, and once it gets dark, I'm ready to shut down. Right? Because when it gets dark, we're all like, oh, it's cozy, it's time to go to bed kind of thing. I get that. And Rashif Yen says, I'm making my green smoothie bowl for breakfast here in Malaysia. Oh, wow. And Penny was asking, what color is she? So she is, I don't know if you saw the picture, but I'll pop the picture up again of our little muffin. She is kind of silver. Come on, camera. Silver and white and kind of black. She's cute as a button. Look at that little face. Don't you just want to smoosh her? And just snuggle with her? And she's very snuggly. And she purrs so loud, y'all. I mean, crazy loud purring. Like, you can hear her as soon as you open the door. It sounds like a little motorboat in there. I love it. Let's see. And of course, Video 1000 Nights has the best solution at all. Do it in the morning, and if you miss it, do it at night. And that, you know, and that's what should be happening, right? That's what should be happening. But what happens is then life happens, and things happen, and then next thing you know, it's pitch black outside, and you don't want to do anything. And Sandra B says, I get up and walk 4 miles first thing in the morning, otherwise I won't do it. And all of you are making me really think that this is probably the thing I should try this week. I definitely should do the morning this week. Oh, Kelly, thank you. Thank you for the congratulations. I just held up the kitty. The kitty is, I'm sure I'm behind in these, but the kitty is silver and black and white and adorable. Stacy's here. Stacy Bosch. And everybody's saying congrats for the cats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. She is. We do think she's gorgeous too. Definitely. Thank you, Vegana. Let's see. Oh, wow. Linda has 3 cats. 2 are 17 and a half years old, and 1 will be 20 years old in February. Wow. Wow. Well, I don't know. Moxie was probably 18 or 19 when she passed, and I know some of you will remember Moxie as our little slasher who would just randomly reach out and just take a chunk out of you. She passed away last year, I believe it was. And before that, we had a kitty named Irma that was 20 years old. And she passed away 2017, I think. I think it was 2017 that she passed away. But she was white with, I guess, the tortoise stuff, but mostly white, but then had some torty stuff on her. She was really beautiful. And Chris says, she looks like a white tiger, beautiful. And that was one of the things that drew me to her so much, was because she has stripes like a tiger, but she also has spots like a leopard on the sides. It's the coolest thing. I just love her marking. She's beautiful. Yeah. That's a good idea too. Salem would be, Video 1000 Nights says name her Salem or Luna. And Salem, that's a possibility. It may be too obvious for Kathy. She likes to get the really she was looking up meanings of words and stuff today to try to find just the right one that fits. But yeah, I think Luna fits because it's like the silver moon, and she just, it kind of fits. Penny, I really agree with you there. Yeah, Fergus friend, we'll see how he was up here, and I don't know where he went to, because he said he was going to be up here with us, because he just sat here as soon as I turned this on, like, hey, it's my turn. And then he took off, I think, because she went down there with food for the other cat. So he's being a good boy. He's laying outside the door. He's not doing any weird stalkery stuff or anything like that. He just sits outside the door and listens to Kathy talk to the cat on the other side. But he hasn't done anything crazy. Kathy took a blanket of his and put it in there with her, and then took her blanket that she slept on all last night and brought it out here for him. And he's been going up and cautiously sniffing the blanket. He's always afraid something's going to jump out of the blanket at him, but he gets down there and then runs. So I have a feeling he's going to be a little afraid of her until he figures out how small she is, and then he's going to be like, oh, what? And TS says, I think Luna is a beautiful name. Trinity says, I recently got number 4. We are done getting kitties. Yeah, don't go to a cat cafe. I highly recommend you do not do that, Trinity, because it sounds like that you could have the open door policy that we have here. Let's see. Hello to Roxy. Roxy says hello. Hello to you. Let's see. And Adriana says, for me personally, I have to start early in the morning to get my body moving. Okay. That makes sense to me too. Get up, start moving gently, just start walking, stretch a little, just get everything, just start moving, and then you're ready to go for the rest of the day. I can see that. And Stacy says, I walk more when I have an audiobook to listen to. I wouldn't do good with an audiobook, listening to an audiobook, because I think I would get too into it and maybe not pay attention to my surroundings good enough. Yeah. I do like when Kathy walks with me though, because then we can kind of like plan our day and talk about businessy stuff and kind of make it like our little scrum meeting in the morning. And then I think that would be good too if we could do that every morning and just kind of plan out the day. And I think it would help both of us a lot. And I think I'm going to drag her out tomorrow morning, because I think that's going to be good for her tomorrow too, is to start that day out and about, moving. We'll try to do our 3 miles, talk about what we want to get done. Tomorrow afternoon at 1, we have not Tracy. What am I? My brain just went. Hold on. I know I have it right here. Are y'all like me, and if you don't have your phone, you don't have your brain with you? Because I really feel like lately that's the way it is for me. If I don't have my phone, I don't have a brain. Let me check. I still can't find it. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It's McDougal time, and it's not Stacy. All right. Apple, somebody help me out and give me a name, please. Tiffany. It's Tiffany. I don't know why I cannot think of Tiffany. I keep wanting to call her Tracy. Like I want to combine Tiffany and Stacy into this person named Tracy. And I do this every week when we have one of them on there. I'm always like, oh, it's Tracy. No, it's Tracy, Stacy, Tiffany. I don't know. So yeah, I want to make this person out of both of them. But man, and can you imagine how awesome a resource a Tracy would be with the knowledge of both of them in one human being? Oh my God. I cannot even imagine. Wow. All right, back to the comments, because we know that's where I have trouble. Cat for Animals says, I need motivation. What time you get up and walk? And I am probably going to get up at 8:30. I'm thinking 8:30 because I'm kind of a night owl, and it's probably going to be definitely 12:30 or 1 o'clock before I finally get into bed and settled probably tonight. So yeah, I'm going to shoot for 8:30 tomorrow morning. And Vegana has major election anxiety. Yeah, it's real. So take time for you. Find something for yourself. You know, what's something that you can do for you? Think of one thing that you can do for you tomorrow that'll just take your mind away from everything, and that you can just focus on you and do something nice for you. Because self-care is going to be a really huge part of all of our weeks this week. All righty. And Elle says, I'm in Canada and very anxious about your election here, or down there. Yes, definitely. All right. Lots of people are commenting that they are stressed about the election. And it's a real thing, and you can feel it, right? You can just, like, when you step outside of your house, there's this energy where everybody is just like, you know, buzzing. There's this buzzing energy, this weird kind of thing, and then like my whole body just sucks it in and is just like, And so, taking that walk tomorrow is going to help me, center myself, focus a little bit. It'll help me to focus on Kathy and to make sure that she's doing okay too. But like I said before, make sure that you're taking care of yourself first. Make sure that you put the oxygen mask on first. Because if you don't, you can't help anybody else until you help yourself. All right, and Brianna says, meditation, hands down. Mindful meditation with breathing exercises, ensuring plenty of sleep. That is great advice. Kathy has actually been trying to do a lot of that of late. Especially, she's been trying to get plenty of sleep, but it doesn't always happen because she will start reading something thinking it's going to calm her down, and then the next thing she's still reading. And so I think she did put down the iPad and went for the Kindle, which means she's not getting any kind of like news or anything like that put in her face, or any kind of, scrolling through Facebook or anything like that. So she's actually reading books, which usually really like calms her down, but lately, and I think it's just because of all the energy, it's keeping her mind awake, and she's not able to sleep as much as she would like. But I can't imagine her not sleeping good tonight because she was both of us just exhausted today. And Video 1000 Night says, take an instant mashed potatoes hot bath. There are some people who probably do that, and because people do it with oatmeal, right? They take oatmeal baths, so I don't think you're too far off with the instant mashed potatoes hot bath, but it is funny. But yes, a hot shower. In fact, I had a hot shower before I even got on here because I said, if I don't do something before I go on there, I'm not going to be any good to anyone. So I took a very hot shower and just relaxed a little bit before I came on. And I'm already starting to feel better. And because I'm here with you, and you guys always make me feel better. Elle says, sorry, I'm not any good at self-care. I bet you are. I bet there's something that you do, Els, that you're not even really thinking of because it's just so second nature for you to do when you start feeling some type of way. And Diane likes stand-up comedy. It's a good distraction and good to laugh. Chef AJ, they were having a course that she was telling me about, a stand-up comedy course somewhere. She was trying to get me to do it. I can't remember if it was, I guess it was an online thing, but I like stand-up comedy too, but I don't know if I could pull it off myself. Maybe, I don't know. And exactly, Cat for Animals, we can't help others unless we are able to do so for ourselves, and it's true. All right, Sandy M. 2 things, meditate and get out in nature. And I think that's a kind of a theme I'm seeing here in all these comments, right? Are meditation and get out in nature. And nature always helps me too. And I don't know if it's because I was always kind of an outdoorsy person when I was younger or what. But Kathy loves, what does she call it? It's not sunbathing, forest bathing. She loves to go down and walk down to the Eno and that little mile trek down to the water through the woods because she says it's forest bathing and it makes her feel in touch with everything when she does it. So, maybe we'll do that in the morning because it has been so dry. We haven't had any rain that all those really bad, scary spots that get muddy will not be there tomorrow. So I think that's going to be the perfect thing for Kathy tomorrow. I'm going to get her up, and we're going to go walk down to the Eno, and we'll take the woods all the way down to the water. The last time we did that was with Max, so she will enjoy doing that, I am sure. And Apple says, my most powerful and fave self-care technique is turning off the technology and staying off the internet for days, weeks, whatever I need. Oh, and I am so envious of the fact that you can pull that off. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I tried to pull myself off, and every time I do, I kind of, I start freaking out because then I'm afraid I'm missing something. I don't know, FOMO, whatever. I think it's just imprinted in me from my tech working days that if I'm not constantly checking my phone, somebody's going to need me and I'm not going to know it, and I'm going to leave them hanging, and I just, all those feelings come back that I'm still not completely over yet from all the events of my life of late. Let's see. Oh, Stacy, I like your method. Stacy gets a massage every 3 weeks. That's amazing. One thing we did do for ourselves on Friday was Friday afternoon, we went and got pedicures. And just, kind of did like a date night pedicure thing. So we went, got pedicures, and just relaxed. And it was really nice. And when we got home, we both felt really relaxed and stuff. So relaxed and stuff that we went to bed really, really early because we were both like, oh, I could sleep now. So that was really nice. That was a really, really nice thing. All right, TS says, have a nice cup of tea away from the computer, TV, phone. Outside is nice and just have some quiet time. Yes. Yes. We do that a lot on our deck, usually in the springtime and in the fall. And right now, I think it's still fall-ish. So I think that that's a good thing for us to do still right now. All right. These are all really great ideas, you guys. Another one, turn off the TV for a good hour before bedtime and try to get in bed by 9 p.m. She says to me at 9:38. I don't know what, you're probably in a time zone where it's probably like 5 o'clock. But yeah, I have a hard time going to bed that early. I mean, I could do it. I could do it if I slowly adjusted the way that I do things. But I do enjoy staying up and having the house to myself after 9 o'clock goes to bed. Let's see. Oh, this was nice. Linda says, I ordered transportation to an important medical test rather than dealing with the stress of driving myself, dealing with downtown traffic and finding parking, etc. And that is brilliant because it always seems like when you've got something important like that to do, that's when everything goes crazy, right? And then you're like trying to rush and trying to get there, and you're not doing yourself any good for that test, right? The day that I had my stress test, right, I got in traffic going, and I was just kind of like, oh God, I don't want to be late. Oh God, I don't want to be late. And then just, winding myself up even more going to the stress test. So everything turned out well, though. It was all good. But I was still stressed out, and had I taken time to grab an Uber or something like that and not had to deal with all the traffic getting there and having to deal with finding parking and stuff, yeah, I would have been in much better shape. I think that's brilliant, Linda. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I think more people should do that. All right. Stacy says, when I was eating too much in the evening, I took up knitting. It occupied my hands so I couldn't eat and is relaxing. That is a great idea. So I'm going to tell you guys a little secret, and you're going to think I'm crazy, right? But one of the places where I get the most anxious sometimes is driving. And I would get on Kathy's nerves so bad because if I start getting nervous, I'll start chewing on my fingers while I'm driving. And that had been going on for a really long time. And we were in Asheville. Actually, when we were in Asheville with Chef Yin, we went into this store that has all sorts of it's run by people with autism, and they're on various, and ends of the scale of autism and things, and it's a great store. It's I can't remember the lady's name part of it, but it's the neurodiverse universe or something like that. And while we were in there, we found these little, like, they look like necklaces with these little rubber pieces. Like this, it just kind of looks like that Egyptian ankh or whatever they call them. And it's hanging on like a black string, right? So when I get in the car and I start getting anxious, Kathy calls it my Chihuahua toy. I just start kind of like, I can start kind of just like chewing on it, because that's one of the calming things that I've always had. And so I will start chewing on as Kathy calls it, Chihuahua toy, and it calms me right down. But it gives me something to do with my hands and my mouth, because I'm holding it. And then I'm not like looking, especially when we're driving long distances, I'm not looking for snacks. I'm not looking for, something to put in my mouth, a straw to chew on, or get a sucker so I can chew on the stick. I just gnaw on that for a little bit, and then I'm fine for a really long time. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it works, and it works really well, to the point that, like, as soon as Asheville is open for business, we are going to head that way. I know parts of Asheville are, but we still don't want to get in the way of people that are needing places to stay for support and things like that. So we're still going to wait a little bit more, but we are going to head over there so that we can get me some more Chihuahua toys. And it's just ridiculous. Like, it looks like I've got a pacifier, but it works. All right. Some other people are saying, yeah, the massage is a great idea. And Apple says that she uses stickers too. It's also a way for me to silence the inner critic. When it starts to get judgy and harsh, I point to my stickers and say, nope, I'm doing stuff. I think that's great. Sandy M says, it's cold here, like in the 20s in the morning, so this time of year I walk early afternoon. I would love some weather in the 20s right now. I don't know when we're actually going to get winter, or if we ever will, because it seems like today, we thought it was supposed to be cooler this week, and it was over 70 again today. I've been kind of cold all day today, just because we've been leaving the windows open up here, and then it gets cold at night up here. So then all afternoon, it kind of holds that cold in. I don't think we've had the heat or the air on for probably 2 weeks. All right. Susan says, my wife and I went to a free exhibit at a library that we heard about. It got us out of the house and made us feel better. Yeah, that's awesome. There are so many community events going on that you could go to this weekend. We actually went to the Piedmont Farm Animal Rescue Gala Ball on Saturday night. We had the best time. Sorry, my chair keeps sliding. It's making me crazy. It was so fun. We didn't know what to expect. We'd never been to one before. We've kind of always avoided stuff like that, because I'm always like, oh, they're probably going to be dancing. Oh, they're probably going to be playing games, and like, all the stuff that I'm just like, the wallflower in me does not want to participate in. But we went, and I'm so glad we did, y'all. It was just the best time. We're going to put that on our list to do all the time now. It was just fun, and it was for the animals. And they raised a lot of money for the pig project that they're working on now. I got this cool sweatshirt. I was thinking I might have to put it on. I'll show you. Keep families together. And that's for their cow project that they did. And now they have a bunch of cows that are living there. And then on the side, let's see if you can see it. It's got can you see it? The Animal Refuge logo on the side. Yeah, and it's a nice little sweatshirt. So it'll come in handy, and it's not too heavy, and it's not too light. It's like the just perfect weight. I love it. It's great. And let's see what else. Kathy won. I don't know. You guys can't see it. Let me get it. In the silent auction, Kathy won this wonderful little picture in the silent auction. We thought that was so cute. He's just got the cutest little face. And so we're hanging that up here, kind of on the side of the kitchen wall. And what else did we do? Oh, yeah. There was the big one. She won something else too. A little art, some art that somebody had drawn that she really, really liked. And then they had a live auction, and Kathy bid on Fiction Kitchen dinner. And you guys have heard us talk about Fiction Kitchen before, and Caroline Morrison, and she's wonderful. And she does wonderful things with food. And she has Fiction Kitchen in Raleigh, if you're ever in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a vegan restaurant. And she started out as just a little pop-up that used to pop up on Sundays for a brunch at a bar once a month in Durham. And now she's got full-blown restaurant, and she's already moving to her second location since she's been open, and it's a bigger location, and it's wonderful. We're so happy for her. But we did bid on that, and we won. And that was nice, because now we've got a gift certificate. And then we bid on, and y'all are going to just like laugh at me, but so we bid on a cruise, and it's the vegan holistic cruise that leaves in March of this coming year, March of 2025, and we won. So we're going to be going on the holistic cruise, and it's something that we've wanted to do for a really, really long time, and it wasn't in the budget, and nobody was really bidding on this thing. And it got close to time for cutoff, and I walked by there, and there was only one bid, and I was like, and put my name down, and we got it. So we're very excited. We're going to be going on the holistic cruise. So if any of you are going on that March cruise, let me know, because maybe we can meet up. It'll be fun. I'm very excited about it. Let's see. Apple says, I'm an afternoon person. 1 to 3 is my golden window to get stuff done. I wonder if I have a golden window. I used to. When I worked, I did. And I want to say I was more of a 10 to 1 kind of person, or maybe a 9:30 to 12:30 kind of person that I got the most done. But now, it kind of shifts a little bit now, because the way that I work with Kathy is different than the way I worked before. I mean, I still have some of the stuff that I do that's kind of my own autonomous, like checking for customer support stuff and doing newsletters and getting the guests ready and things like that. But we have to do stuff in certain ways and certain timings and things, so it kind of makes it different. So I find I'm kind of shifting all of my duties a little bit. And that also complicates my when am I going to get out and move thing too, because then in my head I'm going, oh, tomorrow I can go between X and X, and then something will come up, like a new project or something comes up, and then there we are, we're doing that. Alrighty. I see. All right, Vegana says, my lifestyle medicine doc says eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. Lightest, cleanest meal at night, at least 3 hours or more before bedtime. I have heard that before, and I think that's great advice. I do try to eat a little lighter in the evenings than I do. I would have to say that probably my brunch, because that's usually what ends up happening, is I have more of a brunch situation. My brunch is usually the heaviest meal of the day, and then I eat a little lighter in the evenings. Sandy M says, I want to be more of a morning person and have worked at it, but I'm a night person. I can change my habits domestically, but by nature, I'm a night person. I think that's kind of what I must be too. I mean, I always blame it on the fact that I worked third shift for years and years and years. Like, I would probably say good 10 to 15 years of my work life, I worked third shift at a hotel. And so even now, if I stay up, like I can stay up till like 2:30. If I go past that, I'm up for the whole night because my body kicks in and goes, hey, we're working. And then I can't go to sleep. And then what happens is, 7:30 comes and I'm like, I got to go to bed because that's the way I'd get off work at 7 and I'd go home and go to bed. And I think it kicks back in kind of for me, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's my nature and it's always just kind of been there, right? And Carol says, I'm not a morning person. I like a slow start to the day, but I am home by 4 p.m. and that is when hubby and I go for a walk, then home to make a healthy dinner. So I think that's tremendous. I like the slow start thing too, but I also like to stay up late. I'm so confused right now, but I still think we're going to go with the morning. We're going to go with the morning, right? That's what everything is telling me, my body is telling me, and my brain is telling me we need to do the morning walk. And Kathy says, good to hear these ideas. I've been stuck in perfectionist stage where I'm waiting for everything to fall in place to start. I'm working on it. Just do it. I know, it's hard. The perfectionist stage hits people in a lot of different areas, right? So where I have seen it the most because I haven't really been doing a lot of coaching stuff yet. And where I actually see the perfectionist thing the most is when we're talking with our video peers or people from the conference or things like that, or people that are just kind of like, hey, can you help me get started on this? They always want to wait until they have all the right equipment, till they have all the right setup, that they have, all enough cameras, that they have enough lights, that they have, their YouTube stuff is just perfectly planned out and has all the right little things. And when all they have to do is just pull out their iPhone and start, right? But in their mind, they have to have it just perfect to do it. And when Kathy was teaching a lot of video courses during the pandemic, she was helping other authors and stuff get an online presence. And that was one of the things that we were always telling people was just do it. We made a Facebook channel that you go live, but nobody sees it because it's a private channel. And we're just do it. Just go live. Go live on that private channel and just keep doing it till you're comfortable. And even still today, we have that channel, and every now and then we'll see somebody pop in there and test out equipment or something like that, or we'll pop in there and test out equipment. But I mean, you just sometimes, and it's a hard thing to get past. It really is. But what helps is little bite-sized pieces with that perfectionist stage, right? So tomorrow, you're going to say, I don't care if this doesn't all fall into place, I'm going to do this. And try that for a little while and see if it doesn't help you. Just take a big deep breath. And as Kathy says, eat that frog this morning and just get it done. So that's probably not the best analogy, but that's one thing that she said. We have a gym here, and this is where it comes from for me. We have a gym that's called Eat the Frog Fitness, and that's their whole thing is you do everything first thing in the morning. So that's where I get that from. Let's see, Adriana says, I usually wake up between 2 and 3 in the morning, so I guess I'm a morning person. Could be. All right, some people talking about the kitty. Cat for Animals says, I just don't get much done at night. I know that I'm not very productive at night. So you're probably a day person then. Definitely. All right. And video 1000 Nights, I will tell Kathy the names that you suggested. And I think she will be interested in both of those for sure, since we're already just kind of like hovering on Luna pretty hard. And Raj F.Yen says, oh, I heard about your new kitties, Cheryl and Kathy. I was clearing my phone a few days ago and found a cute video I took of Fergus playing with the toy in the guest room. Oh, that's so great. I'm glad you had such a good time here, and we enjoyed having you guys, and I can't wait to see you again. Crystal says, I'm evening or night. And Adriana says, I think I would have the same problem with an audiobook. I would definitely get immersed and lose my balance. I mean, see, that's me. I would zone completely out. I wouldn't hear cars. I wouldn't hear anything. It would just be crazy. Thank you, everyone who put Tiffany's name down. I'm just getting to those comments. But I still stand firm on the Tracy, right? I mean, and Apple says one Tracy to rule them all. That's exactly right. And Crystal's saying, is Chef Yin ahead or behind us? I believe she's ahead of us. I believe it's actually Tuesday morning there. Crystal wants to know if she has the election results. That's awesome. Yeah. Sandy M says, I get stressed knowing how much sleep you need to be healthy and well. I am very sleep challenged the last few years. I think I've noticed as I get older, and I noticed as my mom gets older and stuff, and my dad, that like they don't sleep like they used to either, and I don't. I go in spurts where I don't have to have as much sleep as I used to, and then I will turn around and have an entire week of me needing to have like 9 hours a day. It's weird. And I can also go for like, I don't know, 2-3 days with zero sleep. I just am kind of airheady a little bit by the third day, but once I get to that third day, I hit a wall and I'm down for the count and I have to go. And then I sleep for like an entire day. It's weird. Let's see. Crystal, you are funny. Crystal says, I've been exhausted since 2016. All right. Adriana says, I totally agree, as I recommend Monday through Friday, I do my morning meditation between 5:30 and 6:30 with Panache Desai. I have heard somebody else talk about Panache Desai. And if you have a link or something to where we can find out more information about Panache, I would love to have that. You can just put it in the comments so everybody can see it. That would be great. Would love that. Oh, and Kathy did an Epsom salt bath the other night, and it felt good. Yeah, Epsom salt baths, oatmeal baths, even if you go get yourself some silly little glitter bath bomb, whatever it takes, right? Glitter bath bombs from, where's that place? It's a Canadian company, Lush. The Lush glitter bath bombs. They are so cute, and I love them, but I am so nose sensitive that I can't take them like in a closed bathroom. I just can't. I end up getting all stuffed up and sneezing and having an asthma attack. So, but I wish I could, because I think they're the cutest things when you just have all that glitter in the tub. And I thought that they would be like really hard to clean up, but they're not. And Kathy says, honestly, just breathing air filled with falling leaves just has a beautiful smell, and it's easy to breathe in. It does. I love the smell of fall is my favorite. But I also love the winter when it's cold. It's really cold, and you have that dry you breathe in and it's just this cold dryness. I love that. I miss that. Like, I don't know, it just reminds me of being a kid or something. And Apple says, for my friends who can't get outside, laying by an open window, listening to the world, or playing nature sounds is also beneficial. Oh, that's a terrific idea. That is such a good idea. Yeah, or, laying, like, if your bed's by a window, open the window up. Sometimes we sleep with the windows open, even when it's like super cold, like at night, like in the 40s or something, because we're middle-aged. Our bodies make enough heat that it doesn't matter if it's cold, right? So we'll throw open the windows downstairs, and I sleep hard when those windows are open and it's a little cool and I'm breathing in that fresh air. It's awesome. Let's see, and Raven is saying, sorry I'm joining in late. Is the new cat a tabby? I'm not sure. I'm not really like up on the whole different cat kinds. She's a short hair. I'll pull up the picture again. Kathy knows the exact thing, but me. I guess she's a tabby. Yeah, kind of like a short-haired tabby. She's adorable, y'all. Isn't she cute? Look at that little face. Oh, she's so cute. We fell in love with her almost immediately. And we were at the cat cafe, and Kathy went in first. And she was sitting there, and she kept coming over to Kathy a little bit and coming over to Kathy a little bit. But she was hiding behind this thing and wouldn't come out for everybody. And then Kathy was like, you need to check out the little cat that's behind the thing over there. And I was like, okay. Well, and there were other people in there, and they were all kind of trying to get around where she was and everything. And so I just sat in this chair off into the corner. And that little booger looked me square in the eyes from behind that thing she was hiding at. And she came out and was coming straight for me. And then everybody else was like, ooh, let me pet you, let me pet you. And so she stopped for pets along the whole way, but she still came right up to me and started kind of rubbing around my legs and stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, this is the one. So Kitty came home. And Video 1000 Nights says, can we talk about pre-winter binge eating? I am not the best person probably to talk to about binge eating. If anybody has any tips that you can give Video 1000 Nights about binge eating, I'm assuming that you're talking about how your body wants to naturally put on weight for the winter because of our nature. So in the past, we wanted to pile on weight for the winter because we knew that we may not be getting lots to eat through the winter, and so we would pack on the extra pounds to survive, right? But we don't have to do that now because we have food at our fingertips 24 hours a day, actually. I mean, now even more ridiculously with Uber and Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, you name them. You can pretty much just call from anywhere and have food delivered to your house. I remember the days when if you lived outside of a city limit, there was no way in heck you were even getting a pizza delivered to your house because you lived too far out the mile radius, right? And I see these guys driving out here all the time with their little DoorDash thing on their car flying down the road and stuff. Like, they go way out in the country now to deliver stuff. Like, people are willing to wait an hour for food. They'll deliver it. So I do think it's something we need to be cautious about, especially if you're trying to lose weight, because very quickly you could derail yourself a little bit. So if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you're just mindlessly eating because it's getting cold outside, much like our animals do, maybe recognize that is the first thing that you should do, And once you recognize that, then take the steps that you need to step back and look at what you're doing and see what you can do better. Or reach out to a friend to talk to about it, right? That always helps too. But I am not an expert on that, and there are some people online who that is their thing, is binge eating, and so I highly recommend that you take a look out there and see who's around that's their thing. And Adriana says, a massage sounds wonderful. I would love to have that. I've never been much of a massage person, but I've had a few good ones that have kind of changed my mind a little bit on that. But I don't want them all the time. But a pedicure? Yeah. I would like to have a pedicure all the time because I really, really enjoyed that. All right, let's see. Yeah, and Raven's saying the same thing, asking if that's a common thing because cravings I haven't had in months are really in full force lately. I thought it was just extra stressed. And yeah, I think it is a thing. And like I said, I think it's because just our body's nature and human nature, when it starts to get cold, we start to try to pack on the weight so that we can survive the winter. Chef Yin says that was a really cool store in Asheville where I got my little chew toys. It was. I love that store. Let's see. And Sandy says driving is a total release, escape, and relaxation for me. I mean, there's no guilt of should I be found because all I can do is drive. Yay. Hey, I think I need a long road trip. Yes, I love to drive too. And that's actually really calming for me. You know, this long road trip that we went on. I had a good time just driving. And if I'm having a really bad day or I just need to kind of like calm myself, I'll go get in the car. I'll go drive around town. I'll go find some destination and drive to on the other side of town. I'll go to a car wash or something on the other side of town just so I can drive over there and just kind of chill out for a little bit. Driving always relaxes me. And it's so funny, we have friends that are always like, oh, I don't want to drive that far. And I'm always like, I'll drive. And so pretty much when we go places with some folks, I'm just the designated driver because I enjoy it and I don't care how far it is. And they can just sit in the car and talk and do whatever. And then they just magically get where they want to go. And I kind of really enjoy that. All right. Chef Yin says, I have to go for my walk in the morning. By the time it's afternoon or evening, I have zero willpower to walk. And that's kind of what's been happening to me, and which is why I'm definitely going to do, my goal this week is going to be for the morning walks. 3 miles every morning. Get Kathy out of the house so she can forest bathe. All right. And Kathy says, that's interesting, Cheryl. Chewing on that Chihuahua thing, as Kathy calls it. When I get anxious, I start finger spelling. Remnants from my college days. Yeah. And Sandy M says, driving is a total escape relaxation for me. I cannot feel guilty about not doing XYZ. I can only drive. Yay. I think I need a longer road trip. Yeah, road trip it. I'm all for a road trip. Sometimes, like, if we hadn't already had that road trip planned after everything that happened in the past couple months, we would have been planning a road trip because that was the best way to calm me down was to get me in a car and drive for 2 weeks. And the other thing, Chef Yin, and this is something that I struggle with, Yin, and I'll be very honest with you. Chef Yin says, I just make my morning walk non-negotiable unless it rains. My morning ritual is meditation, positive affirmations while I do some kitchen stuff, then morning walk, so I get it all done by 8 a.m. And I think that's fantastic, and I think that is great idea for most people. I do. It is something that I strive for myself. I have a really hard time with non-negotiable things. It's always been a struggle for me, and it's something that I still work on right now. And like this walk thing is one of those things that should be non-negotiable for me, but lately it's become very negotiable for me. I just have this little conversation with myself that goes, you should go walk right now. And then I go, I have to brush my teeth. And then I brush my teeth and go on and do something else, and I never go walk because I just make up excuses all day long of why I can't. And then when I finally get to the evening and I go, okay, I'm going to go do it now, and then I walk out the front door and go, oh, it's going to be dark too soon. I'm just going to stay in the house. So those are the things that I am fighting with right now. And if you're fighting with something like that right now, make a goal for yourself this week to whatever that thing is that you're fighting with, that you're going to do one thing towards a positive outcome of that every day this week. Starting today, if you haven't done it today, it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. We're going to start Tuesday. We're going to do it every day until next Monday. And then when we meet back here again next Monday, I think we're going to have a lot of success stories to talk about. And I think that's going to be great. And I know that I'm going to be one of those success stories. Let's see what else we get. And Raven Z says, I am surprised Mrs. Norris hasn't been a name considered for the new family member. I will mention that to Kathy. Usually I defer all pet naming to Kathy. We talk about it and then I say, okay, or no, that's just dumb. Let's not do that. And Sandy says, I noticed your windows open at 9 at night and I'm envious. It's 40 degrees outside right now. I think you might have missed the part where I said when it's 42, we still have our windows open. Let's see what it is right now. I don't think it's cold right now though, where I'd have this sweatshirt on. Right now, it is a nice, balmy, come on, give it, weather is dead. Come on. It doesn't want to tell me what it is. Maybe it'll decide. Oh, there it is. Right now it's 56, and our low tonight will be 46. So, yeah. We'll keep the windows open all night tonight. Up here, not downstairs. All right. And Apple says, at Rosh FEN, I enjoyed your videos when you shared your morning rituals while you were traveling around the U.S. Yes. And Adriana said, as a young girl, I too like to chew on things. Yeah, I just like, I don't know what it is. It's just that it keeps me, it's a calming thing, I guess. But it really like, just like instantly, I'm just like, and I'm wondering, maybe I should do some more of that in the house this week too, with everything going on. Maybe I need to bring my Chihuahua toy in the house. And Boomer and Beyond is here. Hey, Angela, how are you doing? It's good to see you. And Angela will be our guest next Monday, I believe it is, and we'll be doing some more great exercise workouts. And if you want to put in the chat, Angela, what the topic's going to be next Monday, that would be great. Or Tuesday, whichever day it is. I'm not, it's Monday or Tuesday. Let's see. Oh, and Adriana was talking about the event sounding nice, but was not a fan of crowds. It was not a big crowd at all. That was one of the things that we were worried about. Like all the way there, we were like, okay, we're going to stay. You know, we're making all the negotiations of what signal do we give each other that it's time to go, and like, you know, just kind of the negotiation, because if it's loud, because we knew they were going to have a live band, and we were like, oh, you know, live band is never anything I want to see on anything. And so we were concerned that it was going to be too much, too loud, too much going on. And it wasn't. It was very calm. They had a little jazz band playing in the corner. They weren't playing super loud. They had those like stand-up tables, and they had some tables where people could sit around too. But you know how when you go to a wedding or something, they just have the table so that you can put your drink down and whatever little, snackage tray. And they had people coming around, and they had all the different vegan chefs and stuff from the area. It all made little things, and they came around on little trays, and then you just kind of took your little vegan hors d'oeuvre thing. It was very well done, very well organized. For our first experience, we were just ecstatic, and we thought we would be out of there like within an hour of getting there, and we left half an hour after it was finished. Like, we were still sitting out front talking with friends and stuff. So it was really fun and very low key. And I think I was so overwhelmed, y'all, and I might get a little teary-eyed talking about this, but I was so overwhelmed at just watching the generosity and kindness of the people that were there to just pull out their pocketbooks for this pig project that they're trying to, build this pig area. And it was amazing. Like, in like a total of like 15 minutes, they raised $12,000 for that project. And I was just floored by that. And it's a really worthwhile thing. They do such good work there. Let's see. Sandy says, "Oh, I dream of going on that cruise. For years I've tried, but haven't been able to swing it." And that was us, like, right? Every time it comes around, we're always like, oh, we've never been on a cruise. And so every time we look at it, we're like, well, maybe we need to just kind of do one of these little, like, one of those little cruises, like a 3-day cruise or something. Just make sure that we like it and all that. And then we're always like, well, but they're so expensive and nah. So we just always talked ourselves out of it. So this was a way for us to let's just do it. The money went to a great cause, and we get to go on this great cruise. And I think Dr. Greger and Dr. Clapper are on this one, and so it's going to be pretty fun. All right, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of looking through. Roxy says the cruise is awesome. Yes, thank you. Have you ever been on that cruise, Roxy? I'd love to hear from somebody who's been on that cruise that can give us a little bit of information on that. That would be really great. Lots of highs. Everybody's talking. I love it when everybody talks to each other. That makes me feel so good. Let's see, and Jill's saying my time was always midday too when I worked. Yeah, it was weird when you're working. It's like when you first start, like, they used to joke when we worked in the office, they used to joke about don't ever come to the help desk before 10:30 in the morning because I was not a morning person. And sometimes they would come over and they would bring me like cups of coffee and stuff and be like, hey, because I guess they just thought I was going to snap their head off or something before 10:30, but it wasn't really that I was grumpy or anything. It was just like my brain didn't brain the same way as it did after 10:30 in the morning. Let's see. Angela says, I've been a night person since I was 4 years old. No exaggeration. That's awesome. And Adriana also says, I don't know how I would do confined to a cruise ship. Yeah, like, I can get claustrophobic sometimes for the weirdest things. Like, I don't like anything heavy on my legs. It makes me feel claustrophobic. So too many blankets on my legs makes me feel weird, like I feel like I can't get away if I need to get away kind of thing. But I think the boat, I've always been on boats as a child, as a teenager. We used to go sleep on my friend's sailboat. And that was a very tiny cabin on that sailboat. So I think if I could do that, I'm fine, because I think on the big boat, it's just going to be like, basically you're on a floating city for the most part. So I think I'm going to do okay with that. But if anybody's been on one of these and can give me some advice or information, that would be super, super helpful for us. All right. Yeah, I love everybody talking to each other. That's so awesome. All right, Jennifer says, and here's somebody that's going to help us out 1,000 nights. In caveman and women times, there was the person who stayed up all night protecting the tribe from danger. So it is natural for some people to be the night owls. We need everyone. Yes, we do. And Auntie Ventum is here. So happy to see you. All right. Everybody's saying hi to each other. I just love this. I just love this. All right, and Rosh Effian did confirm that it is Tuesday morning there now. And sorry, she doesn't have the election results. See, one Annie Venom says, I just purchased Body Groove. I plan to get fit with the Gen X white girl dance. Oh, that sounds fun. Is it a video game or is it videos or what is it? I'd like to know more about that because I kind of like the video dancing game kind of things. All right. Vigana says, turning off all technology devices hours before bedtime, turning down most lights, not watching anything too engaging, cooling down the temp, all part of good sleep hygiene. Yes, and I agree. And one Annie Venom says, we're still waiting for some crisp air here in New Orleans. We're getting just a tad of that here, so hopefully you'll be getting some of that soon. And Vigana says, read Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker to learn the many physiological processes bad sleep impacts. Recommendation from my lifestyle medicine doc. Oh, that sounds like a great book. I'm going to write that down because that sounds good. And I'm sorry I keep messing with the chair, but it keeps sliding back and it's making me absolutely crazy. All right. And Sandy says, fall and winter are my favorite seasons, then spring. I could live without summer completely. Summer has just gotten so hot for me that I'm miserable. If I'm even hot, I'm miserable. When we were in the Northeast, they had their air blasting. I mean, the heat is what I meant. Blasting in some of those stores. And I was like, yo, it's 70-something degrees out there. Why is the heat blasting in here? And I would just get so hot, I would be like, I gotta go outside. Because when I get hot like that, I get grumpy. And I'm no fun when I'm grumpy. As you can all imagine. I think, Sheffield might have seen me grumpy a few times. I'm not very fun. I don't want to do nothing. Wow, you guys are just super chatty today. I think this is awesome. And Sandy says, why do you chew your fingers if driving relaxes you? That was Kathy's question as well. It does relax me. I love to go for a drive. It just does all the things. But then, I don't know, this other part of my brain kicks in, and while I'm relaxing because I'm driving and I can't be doing anything else because I'm driving, then my brain will start kicking in thinking about something, or I'll be thinking about where we're going or something. Just something will kick in and I'll start fidgeting with my mouth. It's also a boredom thing, I think, as well with me. When I was a kid, I would do, if I got bored and I was just sitting around, I would twist my hair in my fingers, and I always had to be doing something with my fingers, or I always had a lollipop or something. Just something always in my mouth constantly. Bubble gum. Just all sorts of stuff. Who knows why we do the things we do sometimes, but I'm loving trying to figure it out. Let's see. And thank you, Apple, for pointing out that the finger chewing is a fidget, because I fidget so bad. And Crystal says, speaking of stores, are you ladies enjoying your Wegmans? I love Wegmans. I think it's the nicest, cleanest grocery store that I have probably ever been in. I was worried that they were going to have lots of like really high prices and stuff, but they don't. Like, when they have a sale, they have a sale, and they have a lot of good items there, like that we used to only be able to get at Kroger, and then when they closed all the Kroger, we couldn't get a lot of that stuff. And they have like 2 aisles of gluten-free stuff here. It's amazing. And Kathy says, it's 64 in Ohio. See, that's just wrong. That's wrong. I remember some Halloweens when I was a kid in Ohio where I had to wear my winter coat over the top of my costume because it was so cold. Or I had to wear a snowmobile suit with my snow boots. I mean, it has changed a lot in 50-something years. Angela says she's doing great. That's awesome. All right. And Angela says the next workout that's going to be on our channel that she's going to do is a total body workout with bands and tubes. Great for travel at the holidays, portable workout, a workout on the go. And that is awesome. I think everybody could use that. And those bands that she's talking about are really easy to just throw in your suitcase and take with you places. I can't wait to do that because I think we've got some nice bands that we haven't even like really tried yet that we got from Peloton. And I would love to try those and maybe throw them in. They got a nice little travel bag with them and everything, and just toss those in a suitcase and take them with us when we go on our trip in December. Would be great. Let's see. And Angela says it will air on Monday, November 11th at 6 p.m. Thank you, because I thought it was earlier in the day. And Apple also is looking forward to the bands workout. Everybody's looking forward to that. And Jennifer's here. Hello, Jennifer. So good to see you. Hope everything is going well for you out in Arizona. Let's see. I just love it when you guys talk to each other and say hello. All right, Kathy had to run, but she's going to try to catch us when Angela's on next week. And Kathy Bartle says, my brain doesn't brain well until I exercise, shower, and have some decaf tea. That makes sense to me too. I'm wondering if maybe that's another thing that I should try to incorporate in. Because remember I told you I like go, oh, well, I got to go brush my teeth and then I don't ever make to the next step. What if in my goal I add in eventually, because I think this week we just need to take the bite-sized goal of me actually getting out the door in the morning at a certain time. And then I'll add in every day I'll get up and then I will brush my teeth and then I will head out to walk. And then maybe add a shower, brush my teeth and take a shower. Just kind of add things on every week until I make it bigger and bigger, until I finally get to the point where I can say, this is non-negotiable. These are the things I do every morning at this time. And that's my ultimate goal, right? Is to make these things non-negotiable. Angela said, my family was clueless. I was up all night playing with my dog Lassie. I went to school on a couple of hours of sleep every day. Still the same way. It's now officially annoying. I bet. Let me move this. I don't think you guys can see that well. How about there? It seems like a better place. Crystal says, I'm a cruiseaholic, but I haven't done the one you're doing. Okay. And Jill's headed off to bed. Good night, Jill. And Antivenom says, I have not wanted to go on a cruise since the Titanic, but the vegan cruise is so very tempting. I would love to be with so many like-minded people. I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, and that's kind of how we've been looking at it for years and years, and it was just like, And then, you know, when we saw it at the gala and, you know, the bids were not ridiculous, we thought it was very reasonable, and so we just threw our bid on there last minute, and voila, we won. Okay, so One Eating Venom says, Body Groove is a fitness class, dance party that comes with an app. I should be able to follow along at work as I'm I can't ever pronounce those. I'm not even going to try. Y'all can see what that says. And can close my door from time to time. Nice. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to embarrass myself by trying to say that. And thank you, Apple, for putting in the notes about a fidget equals focus for us neurodivergent folks. And Apple had to Google 64 for the Celsius translation. I forget that we have folks from places that use the metric system. Angela, we love you, and we love it when you come on and talk to us and join in the group and talk to folks, and it's so refreshing to have you here. Everybody's bailing on me. You guys, come on, you can hang in there. I was only going to do an hour, and we've been going. Thank you, Crystal. I know I will get there. And everybody else that has goals and everybody else that is struggling with something this week. And if you guys are just feeling all the pressure of all this like energy that's swirling around from the election and all that kind of stuff, and tomorrow's going to be really hard for a lot of people. And you know, Wednesday might even be harder. We don't know. So if you've got somebody in your life that you love that is having a really hard time because of all this stuff going on, you know, think of something you can do for them, with them, to distract them. Because that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if that is actually the best thing for me to do, is to distract her. But in the past, distraction has worked well with her. And so I think if we do like I planned and we get up in the morning and I say, hey, take a walk with me, and we go down and then we walk where we took Max down through the woods, down through the paths in the woods, down to the river, and then we just hang out there for a few minutes and just kind of soak in all that goodness. I think that's going to start her day out good. And then I think the best thing to do from that point is to keep her busy. And then we've got Tiffany at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so that'll be another good distraction. And I'm just going to keep trying to keep her from looking at the news, to keep her from looking at Facebook or TikTok or any of those 1,000 things that she could have open that could be putting the wrong thing in front of her at a time when she's under a lot of stress. So I'm going to focus really hard on that. Oh, and that reminds me, I was going to talk about these. These are something that we got when we were on vacation. I think she got these in Salem. And it's kind of like a tarot deck, but it's not a tarot deck. And it's called Hack Your Nervous System, right? And it's this box of cards, and it says on the back, "Hello, sweet friend. Whether you have purchased this card deck for yourself or received it from someone else, you are taking a big and beautiful step towards a more peaceful, balanced life. Thank you for loving you in this way." And this is just a really great, like, self-help kind of thing, but it's also like self-care in a dial box, right? So I'm going to show you what we got. We've got 3 stacks of cards here, right? We have purple, orange, and yellow. The purple cards at the top are for mild stress and maintenance. So if you're just, that morning you get up and you need some mild stress, and you have mild stress and need some maintenance, this is your stack. If you have moderate stress and anxiety, then you would get this gold color card. Orange, maybe orange color card, right? And then if you have acute stress and anxiety, you would use the cards from the yellow deck. And so I think everybody is probably under some moderate stress right now. So let's take a look at some of the things that this suggests in these cards. So, they're so, and it really just gives you some information and tells you a technique, right? So like there's the scent of serenity. And it says, do you know your sense of smell is the strongest sensory link to memory? Find a scent that brings you back to a memory of peace, balance, or happiness. This may be essential oil, a perfume, a candle, an herb. Keep your scent handy to use in times of stress. Allow the smell to transport your body and mind back to the positive emotions of that experience. So this gives you a technique and tells you how to use it. And every one of these cards is the same way. So they have the scent of serenity, self-compassion, self-hold sequence, finger holds, drawing rainbows. Ooh, some of these are stuck together. I guess that's good. She hasn't had to use this stack yet. Growing moon, soft eyes, rising sun, falling rain, laugh therapy. Somebody mentioned that earlier. Alternate nostril breath. And it tells you exactly how to do it step by step on here. Forward fold, child's pose. I love child's pose as one of my favorite yoga things. 4-7-8 breathing. And I love that it has the instructions, and some of them even have little diagrams on them. Sigh of relief. I've done that quite a few times this week. Dance yourself free. Put on your favorite song and slowly begin to bring movement and rhythm into parts of your body that have felt stress recently. Let your focus land on the feeling rather than the appearance of the moment. And if you want to dig deeper, it says, how would the qualities of joy, freedom, or power be expressed through your movement? If there is any difficult emotions you have been struggling with, what would it feel like to express them through your body? These are excellent cards. There's one for my safe space, telling you how to create your safe space. Skip to my loo. That sounds fun. Speak your peace. And Buddha breath. And those are all in the moderate stress category. And these are just super cool. And these have been really, really helpful for Kathy, dealing with some of the stuff she's been dealing with. You know, she's been trying to regulate her nervous system for a while. And the closer that we have gotten to, like, this election stuff is just, it makes it hard for her to think well. It makes it hard for her to sleep well. It makes it hard for her to focus. And then when she can't do that, she can't work as in the same way. She got a lot done today. She was pushing herself really hard, but then she hit a wall. And she was like, I'm exhausted. I've got to go sit down. And it was like both of us were feeling just this exhaustion coming over us, just slower and slower all day. And I think a lot of it was just, there was so much talk today, and just, I was online, and there were lots of political people coming to the state today. They had roads backed up, so there was people talking about it everywhere. And I think all that just like, it wears on you. And we've been dealing with this for months and months and months. And so I think everybody's like, just let it be done. We're all to that point where it's just like, oh, this is the last time I have to hold my breath. And tomorrow's going to be hard for a lot of people. And just know that. And if you're one of those people that can really hold it together, if you're one of those people that this doesn't really bother you that much, if you have a friend that it bothers, reach out to them tomorrow and just ask them if they're okay. Ask them if they want to go do something. Ask them if you can help them with something. Because it's going to be really hard. There's going to be a lot of unknowns. Let's see. Thank you, Anti-Venom. I still can't say it, but now I know that it's a skincare specialist. Let's see. And Els wants to know, do I feel better than when we started? Yes, I do. You guys are my therapy. I think seeing all of you and being with you is just, it makes me feel so good and loved. And I'm glad that we're all here to help each other. We're all here to lean on each other when things are tough, and it's fantastic. And I love that I can share some of the crazy stuff in our life with you, and you guys like enjoy the moment with us like the new kitty. So let's see. Apple says, I don't even live in the States and I'm nervous. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be really, really hard. And Crystal says, the best thing about tomorrow is that it's finally over. Even if it's not done, it's still over. And that's true. This could go on for weeks. We don't know. But you know what? At least we know that everybody has done their part. And then we just wait. Let's see. Apple says, I need some red cards. Do we ever? We don't. Let's see. And Crystal says they sound great. I wonder if they're available online. I think that they are. I can't remember exactly what store we got these in. They're made by, actually, if you go to www.briannaroseflows.com. So it's BriannaRoseflows.com. And I believe that's the person who developed these. And she has a website, and we can probably get them there. They might have them on Amazon too. You can check there. But they are very cool. And I just think it helps, because if you don't know where to start, right? Like, you just don't know where to start, and you just know, I'm having a day. And you don't know where to start, you can just grab a card and it'd be like, oh, butterfly hug. How do I do that? And then you can just read about it, gives you a little diagram, and then do it. So these are really helpful, because you could just kind of look through. You don't even have to just like in tarot, you know how you pick a card. With these, you could just go through all the cards and see which one sounds like something that you want to try today. I think they're great. Trinity says, I struggle with an all or nothing mindset, but I have lately been trying to follow a 95% is an A thought process, because it's causing a lot of overwhelming anxiety around food. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why, I know you guys have heard us say a million times when we did the McDougall thing, consciously decided that we were going to do 90 to 95% because we know us. And it sounds like, Trinity, that you know you. And if it's starting to bring you anxiety, yeah, hit the 95%. You'll be fine. One day isn't going to break you. You just get up the next day and you do it again. And just every day you get up, you do it. There's somebody, I think it might have been Dr. McDougall that always talked about, your next meal. And so just focus on that next meal being your 95% meal. And you'll get there. And Apple says, I've made a career out of nervous system regulation. Yeah. It is actually like, so many people need that. So many, and it's like when you're in the situation where you're just really like, I'm so stressed out. I know I'm stressed out, but I don't know what to do. Having somebody to turn to, having a deck of cards like this to turn to, someplace to just kind of like give you a starting point is magic. It's absolutely magic. And the Apples and the Angelas of the world, we need these people in our lives. And they help us to get through what we need to get through. Oh, and here's a note from the author, actually. This card deck is your loving path back home to yourself. I trust that these practices will help you in a similar way that they have helped both my clients and me personally. They are sourced from 9 years of mind-body study and include only the most effective tips and interventions. I envision with a deep trust and hope that these cards will gift you a sense of empowerment, resourcefulness, confidence, and mastery in navigating anything life throws at you. It's time to start hacking your nervous system. With love, Brianna Rose. So she is the author who created these, and I just think they're lovely. Let's see. I'll get through the last bit of comments here. Thank you, Apple, for putting Brianna's information in there for me. There's the address where you can go to the author's site. And Trinity says, I come here on Monday nights for community. I have no plant friends. I need all of you. And you are so welcome here, and we love having you here, Trinity. And I hope that you also pop in over at our Heartbeat site. If you are not a member of the Heartbeat group yet, I think down in the show notes there should be a link to click on that you can get over to our Heartbeat group, and there's lots of community there and lots of things going on, and we announce events and things like that. But community can get us through a lot of stuff, y'all. And Angela says, I usually film on Mondays. I film later in the evenings. I do appreciate these Motivate Your Monday sessions with you, Cheryl. I appreciate them as it's very hard to unwind after exercising. Right? That's another thing about, I didn't consider about when I'm going, well, should I do it in the morning? Should I do it in the evening? Because that could wind me up and make it harder for me to go to sleep if I'm trying to push back that time to when I go to bed. That could derail that. So morning is still the way. Let's see. Okay, I'm about caught up. Oh. And Reed of Light says, I am in the UK and the foxes just woke me up. So nice to have you keep me company. Oh, the sound of the foxes. Oh, I love the sound of foxes frolicking in the woods behind the house. They scared me to death the first time I heard them because I was like, what is that? They sounded like somebody screaming, like running through the woods screaming like somebody was chasing them. And it was so creepy. And then we recorded it and then I played it back and then to Alexa or something, and they were like, oh, that's red foxes or something like that. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because literally, I didn't know if I needed to call the police or what. It sounded so much like people. Like a screaming woman or a screaming child. Hey, Miss Crab, glad you're here. We're getting ready to wrap it up, so I'm sorry that you're just getting here. And definitely, if you're looking to do any kind of exercise, we've had quite a few people on showing some exercise stuff. We have Angela who has done a few things. I'm not sure if we put up just the exercise part of it, but the replay is available on YouTube and you can learn some stuff from Angela, who is Boomer and Beyond Wellness on here that you'll see in the chat. We've also had Rose Lapiano on. She deals with menopause type exercise and things like that and some strength training. And we've got 2 videos that we have on YouTube from her that you can watch. If you go on to the Heartbeat group and go to the Ready to Move thread, there are some exercises that our friend oh God, I am just totally losing names today. This is so bad. Karen Levi has actually done for us. She did some floor exercises for us that are in there. She also helps me with the monthly movement. Last month it was a movement challenge, an October challenge. We're thinking about doing a December challenge because it was very popular doing the October challenge, and also something in January, so stay tuned for that. And Apple says, I love the sound of foxes too. It is scary, but it's very thrilling. Oh, you're very welcome, Victor. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, everyone. I hope that everyone takes care of themselves tomorrow, helps a friend tomorrow, is very kind to everyone, even if they don't agree with the same thing you agree with, and just be gentle with yourself. And remember, put your mask on before you help someone else. Make sure you've taken care of you before you go out and you start helping everybody else, because we don't want you to run out of air because you're worried about everybody else. So everybody do something for themselves tomorrow and every day this week, and help a friend. And I will see everyone next Monday with my name for a cat, hopefully, and also with me saying, hey, I hit my goal every day this week. So I'll see you all next Monday, and everybody just have a great week. And hit me up if you have any questions in the comments, or feel free to message me at support@healthyslowcooking.com. And I'll see everyone later on. Bye.